What's up, Black family? More than what's up. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotel wanted to come to you really quick just to give you all the heads up. I'm going to make it quick, but I want you to know this, and I want you to be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I'm so excited. My little page is growing. It's so exciting. Vicki Dillard channel. That's VICKI DILLARD. That's Vicki Dillard channel. So those of you that are tuning in, thank you for liking, sharing. Really quick, I'm coming to you because I want to put this video out. And that is, this is getting so old that Black women, I believe now, are being used by mainstream media as the scapegoats for white nationalism, white racism, white supremacy. Let me give you one of the latest examples of this. I'm reading to you now from the New York Times. Shout out, family. What's up, Sonia? Different results. What is it? A. Williams, shout out to you. Listen to this. So this New York Times article is talking about this Congresswoman. How many of you have heard about this Congresswoman that's been made to apologize for alleged anti-Semitic statements? We know that is more than likely a lie. The issue of the day is not a whole lot of anti-Semitism, though there are areas of anti-Semitism that need to be challenged and need to be checked, right? But even more than anti-Semitism in this hour is anti-blackness. Somebody talk black to me. The issue of the day is anti-blackness. And I'm going to need folks from the white Jewish community. Why am I saying the white Jewish community? Because there are Black Jews. I'm going to need them to come out and to condemn this anti-Black environment that we're in. That's not happening just with isolated church incidents, isolated mosque incidents, isolated subway incidents. It's happening on every level, from those that are the highest in the fashion industry, for those that are in media, arts and entertainment, those that are governors of states. Are y'all hearing me? We're going to need the white Jewish community to come out and to condemn this extreme anti-Black environment that we are in. Now, the reason why I labeled this video, and it's a short video, because this is my personal page. I'm reading from the New York Times article. Let me just show you this picture so you'll know who I'm talking about. This is the Congresswoman that I'm going to be discussing. And she is a junior. She's a new Congresswoman, right? So Congresswoman ILHAN Omar apologizes for statements condemned as anti-Semitic. Listen to this. Representative Omar has been battling charges of anti-Semitism for weeks, apologizing on Monday for insinuating that American support for Israel is fueled by money from a pro-Israel lobbying group, a comment that drew swift and unqualified condemnation from fellow Democrats, including Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The mea culpa by Ms. Omar, a freshman lawmaker from Minnesota and one of the first two Muslim women elected to Congress, came after a day of bipartisan outrage over her tweet Sunday night, asserting that support for Israel was, quote, all about the Benjamins, baby, a reference to $100 bills. Anti-Semitism is real. This is what she says after that, family. Anti-Semitism is real, and I am grateful for Jewish allies and colleagues who are educating me on the painful history of anti-Semitic tropes. Ms. Omar said in a statement released on Twitter about an hour after Ms. Pelosi and the entire Democratic leadership publicly chastised her for engaging in deeply offensive anti-Semitic tropes. My intention is never to offend my constituents or Jewish Americans as a whole, she wrote, adding, I unequivocally apologize. That's not all she said, family. She says, at the same time, I reaffirm the problematic role of lobbyists in our politics, whether it be AIPAC. AIPAC is the Jewish organization that's all in their little feelings, acting like that this woman said something that was anti-Semitic, and it was not. The NRA, which y'all know that's the National Rifle Association, or the fossil fuel industry. It's gone on too long, and we must be willing to address it. So let me tell you something. Because this woman said it's all about the Benjamins, Nancy Pelosi, this Miss Ann of the Democratic Party, comes out, and all of the Democratic leadership as well as the Republican leadership many of them, came out and condemned this woman, saying that what she said was anti-Semitic because she said it's all about the Benjamin. She even made it clear that she reaffirms the problematic role of the lobbyists in our politics. So because she specifically called out one particular lobbyist organization that's Israeli, not Jewish, but that's Israeli, that's AIPAC, because she called out that particular lobbyist organization, they are a lobbyist organization that exist because of money and in order to gain influence and power in Washington, D.C., like she just said here, just like the NRA, which is the National Rifle Association, just like, or the fossil fuel industry, all of these different groups are lobbyist organization that's propelled by money and that's trying to wield influence and power in Washington, D.C. How is that anti-Semitic? Because she specifically called that out and said it's all about the Benjamins. What they're trying to do, look at this woman. Media is trying to utilize the image of a Black Muslim woman. They're trying to discredit Islam. They're trying to discredit Black women because don't forget, remember they came and attacked who? Tamika Mallory. They attacked Linda Sozar, who's also a part of the Women's March organization. She is a Muslim woman. This is what they're trying to do, where certain white Israeli connected folk, because it's not just Jewish people, because there's a whole lot of other Jewish folks that are out there saying this stuff is not anti-Semitic. Nobody is above being corrected when you come with the truth and when you come with facts. Nobody is above correction when you come with the truth and come with the facts. Now, what's problematic with those that keep trying to say folks are anti-Semitic, especially who? Minister Farrakhan. Minister Farrakhan has asked for an open dialogue with those who are calling him a hater and anti-Semitic. He has asked that they bring their best scholars to the table, make it a public showing, and he said he will go before the American people, go before the public, and he's going to have his best scholars, his best people debate, discuss before the American people publicly whether or not, see whether or not they're lying, put it before the public. Folks like Alan Dershowitz, who's supposed to be this brilliant, high-minded Jewish lawyer that the mainstream news keeps bringing on. Are you hearing me? They have refused, he in particular, Alan Dershowitz, has refused to come forward. What are they scared of? If Minister Farrakhan doesn't have facts to back what he's saying, what are they scared of? And Black folks, I'm going to say this again, the issue of the day is not just merely anti-Semitism. We know those kinds of things crop up. But the main issue of the day is anti-Blackness. And I am offended and I am over white folk. I don't care what your religion is. You don't get to come to us and try to call us anti-Semitic, a hater and racist. And I'm calling out Meghan McCain's funny looking self as she screamed on The View the other day, I'm John McCain's daughter. As John McCain's daughter, who is no hero because America celebrates her killers, who by some other evidence, we know that there was some other suspicious things. There's evidence of other suspicious things that took place in Vietnam, that John McCain stood in the way of us learning as a congressman. He stood in the way on that committee from us ascertaining what really took place in Vietnam. This war criminal, Meghan McCain, who is herself an avowed war hawk, this little child of privilege, who's only on The View because of her daddy. She doesn't deserve to be there. She's running around trying to dog Minister Farrakhan's name in the ground. Other news outlets, Chuck Todd, tried to run Minister Farrakhan's name in the ground. Other certain religious leaders tried to throw Minister Farrakhan's name in the ground. But he comes with, You all are talking to us. What gets me is when you all try to call black folk, especially black folk who have suffered slavery, especially those of us who have suffered all forms of oppression or colonialism, Jim Crow, new Jim Crow, sharecropping, black codes. How dare you try to make us you? See, that's the trick of these white supremacists, is that they try to turn it and they try to find a black face to make that one a racist or anti-Semitic. You know why? Because white folks are trying to absolve themselves of hundreds of years of oppression, but you're not gonna be able to do it because we see right through that trick. Shout out to Tamika Mallory. You try to do the same thing to Tamika Mallory. I'm going to read something straight from Tamika Mallory's Instagram page. I'm going to it right now, family. Give me a moment. Be sure to be thumbs up. Be sure to like. Be sure to share. I'm only going to be here in 1 or 2 more minutes, family, but I want you to be sure to share. Be sure to like this video because I am sick and tired of racist folk trying to make black folk the face of anti-Semitism. We are the ones that are the most oppressed. We're the ones that are most sympathetic and the most empathetic. But you try to, as a trick, you want to be the victim so bad and flip the script and make you to appear to be the 400-year-old victim. And you're not. You're not the ones that's entitled to recognition as 400-year-old victims. You're not the one that's entitled to reparations. Go sit your funny looking self down somewhere. Let me read this real quick from Tamika's page because they tried to do the same thing to Tamika Mallory. And so just so y'all know, I'm reading straight from her Instagram page. See that? Tamika Mallory, that's straight from her Instagram page. Listen to what she says. Yes, Sonya, they call us racist. Somebody said, make me a my family. I got to learn how to use this, my personal page because when I'm on Fly Nubian Queen. By the way, y'all, you can follow me Monday through Friday on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Be sure to subscribe to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Those of you who are not, I'm there Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I just finished my show there. With that network, they already set up who they can make mods and so forth, so I'm not in charge of that. So let me figure this out, family, on my page, and then I'll be able to make some of you moderators, okay? So be patient with me as I figure the system out. So I'm not ignoring your request. Listen to this, family. Tamika Mallory says, I support ILHAN Omar. That's the black lady that I just showed you. Sonya said, I follow you on IG. That's awesome. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Vicki X Dillard. Thank you, family. She said, Tamika Mallory says, I support ILHAN Omar, and I'm sick and tired of black and brown women being used as scapegoats for white nationalism. Let's deal with the problem head on. Enough is a damn enough. Look at her words. That's Tamika Mallory. One of the co-leaders, one of the co-presidents, I believe is the new title of the Women's March. The ones that they tried to attack, this black woman who they tried to say was anti-Semitic and they tried to make her into a racist. White folks, racist white folks so desperately want black folks to be racist so bad. You know why? Because they don't want to look so bad. Some of them think it's going to absolve them of hundreds of years of oppression. It's not. We see through that trick. We are not going to shut up criticizing you because we recognize when you show your little butt out. It is not anti-Semitic what this woman said as a congresswoman. And it's a shame that she had to go back and apologize because she was calling out money in politics. That's the only thing that she did. And because a particular lobbyist organization has Israeli connection, y'all want to falsely label her as that. Let me tell some of y'all this real quick. Let me help you. I shouldn't be helping you. I should not be helping you, but let me help you. It's 30 of y'all in here. That's all right. Shout out to y'all. And 25 of y'all gave me thumbs up. That's all right. Listen, let me help some of you who are running in the ground this anti-Semitic label, which we're finding even over to Israel. Did you all know that some of the folks that are going to jail, they found out are actually some of the folks that have been causing some of the attacks in Israel are actual Israelis? Did you all know that? Some of them are actually instigating instances with Palestinian people and others over there to make it appear that Jewish people are being disproportionately and unfairly attacked. Are you hearing me? Not in all cases, but in some cases, and we're able to prove that. Y'all know I don't run my mouth without backing what I'm talking about. Why do y'all have to do that? Why is it that every time something in the news go on, it's always anti-Semitic? No, what's going on that's happening disproportionately and in large numbers is anti-black death, anti-black theft, anti-black abuse, anti-black attack. And you all want there to be a black racist so bad, a black anti-Semite so bad. And I don't have time to even get into the name of the true Semites, because when you even study the term Semite, it's all connected to something having to do with people with melanin in their bodies. So let me help some of you. Some of you that are running this anti-Semitic narrative in the ground, trying to make a whole lot of black and brown folk look like that we're anti-Semitic. Let me help you. Folks are not believing you anymore because you're doing it too much. Are you hearing me? You're doing it too much, so you can't be believed now. That's the problem, because you're doing it too much, and because folks are starting to become educated. Some folks are actually picking up books and newspapers to read, and they're learning to put two and two together. Folks are looking at YouTube videos like this one that's educating them and giving them insight, and that's giving them little nuggets. They're learning the truth of stuff, and they're not falling for the okie doke. The same way Kamala Harris thought that she was going to come in, like Barack Obama. Cory Booker thought he was going to come in with that hope and change stuff, backed by white dollars. Just like they thought that they was going to be able. That's old now. You see what I'm saying? We're reading through that. It's old. We're reading through that. We're waking up. We're coming into the knowledge of the truth. So I'm helping those of you who keep trying to falsely throw out that anti-Semitic label on black and brown people. You're throwing it out on those of us who have been historically the longest and the most diabolically oppressed. You think you're going to throw that on us? You got us twisted. Please have several seats. So I'm here to say I'm in agreement with the statement that Tamika Mallory made. But folks sitting around here, Tamika said, I support ILHAN Omar, and I'm sick and tired of black and brown women being used as scapegoats for white nationalism. Let's deal with the problem head on. Enough is a damn enough. That I want you to know that's Tamika Mallory's words, and I stand in agreement with her words. You're not finna tell us who are the children of those that have been raped and robbed and still mistreated today. You're not finna tell us nothing. We see you for what you are. You're faking the funk. And because you're doing this too much, folks are not believing you anymore. It's a problem. Do you all know that right now with the U.S. Congress, they are trying, they're making it a crime for Americans to engage, American businesses in particular, to engage in boycotts in Israel, what's known as BDS. The boycott, divestments, and sanctions against Israel. Why? Because Israel right now, Israel is engaged in a form of Jim Crow, a form of apartheid, where they are unjustly and unrighteously controlling the resources, the life, the air, the water of Palestinians. Many of you don't know, many of them are black-skinned folk over there. And so people like Stevie Wonder, the great legend, he was supposed to do some kind of concert or appearance there. So instead, he boycotted Israel and he refused to go. Others have done the same, not just from America, but from other parts of the world. So this BDS boycotting and divesting from Israel is starting to have real world effects. Shout out to brother Maurice, my brother in here. They are starting to have real world effects, folks refusing to have anything to do with Israel unless they make it right with the Palestinians that they are mistreating. Well, guess what? In the so-called land of the free and home of the home of the brave or home of the slave, in the land of the free and the home of the slave, not the home of the brave, America is trying to make it a law to charge you as a criminal, make it a crime for companies. And I need to finish reading all the information about it. And I need to see how far they go in terms of individuals. They're trying to make it illegal, y'all, for us to act as free people and make decisions for ourselves who we choose to support or not support if we believe that they are doing an injustice to another group of people. This is America. Call your Congress people on that. Israel, a foreign nation. Why are we sending them? Y'all know how long Israel's been around? Since about, what, 70 years? I think they just celebrated their 70th year. Do you know that every single, most of those years, we have given them billions of dollars each year in aid? America? I think we give them about $3 billion a year now, and then we give them billions more in weapons. Why? You know how white America loves to tell black people to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but how is it that they are receiving this international welfare from us from decade after decade after decade after decade? Why? Do you all know that America, we've been able to prove that U.S. government officials have acknowledged the fact? I think one of the U.S. officials, and I stand to be corrected, but I believe it's Mr. Brzezinski, one of the former the White House aides. I believe he came out and even said that there was evidence that Israel was actually spying on America. But in so many words, what is America going to do about it at this point? What's up with that? This is supposed to be your friend over there. What is it that Israel has on America and vice versa? What kind of relationship is this where we are upholding a foreign nation for most of their existence to the tune of billions of dollars every year in dollars, economically, billions economically, and billions more in weapons? We're asking the question, and how is asking the question falsely labeled anti-Semitism? That's why I want every black person that I can think of to start coming to the table, calling out the fact that you are not going to falsely label black people, the most oppressed people on the planet, as racist or anti-Semitic. We see through your tricks and your lies. If what we say is not true, you better come with some evidence. But right now, one of the greatest ones that you call anti-Semitic is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And his entire research team is ready to challenge you with facts. And they're asking to do it in the public. So if y'all are telling the truth about him being anti-Semitic, why don't your scholars, your best scholars, take up his research team on going public before the world? Natasha said, talk black to me. Yes, ma'am. I'm talking black, sister. I'm talking black. You're not going to keep scapegoating us. And this Congresswoman should not have apologized. But we know that she is tired of being harassed. And so in order for her to get anything done, she apologized. And Nancy Pelosi needs to sit her funny looking self down. See, black people, we don't have any friends on the Republican side or the Democratic side. Do y'all remember when Nancy Little Butt a few months ago came out and publicly rebuked Maxine Waters because Maxine Waters has been calling for Donald Trump's impeachment from day one? Nancy Pelosi turned around and calling herself rebuking Maxine Waters for a statement that she made when she told people to challenge their lawmakers and their leaders when they see them out in public. Guess who came out and told Nancy to go somewhere and sit down and shut up? A few Beckys came out, actually. A few white women came out with an open letter to let Nancy Pelosi know it's making white women look bad in so many words. And then it's making us look real racist that you would diminish this black woman. Nancy, you better go have several seats, please. So we're just letting these folks know that think that you're going to use black women as the scapegoat for white nationalism, white racism. Why are we sitting here talking about Congresswoman Omar as being anti-Semitic because she's calling out money in politics? Bernie Sanders does that too. And he's Jewish. He's not strong enough on Israel. But he calls out money in politics, but this black woman does it, even though she's not, her people I don't think are not necessarily, the descendants of slaves in the way that we are, but they understand oppression. They understand what the heck is going on. The media understands still using a black face. Why are we sitting here with so much media coverage on this black woman when we still should be talking about these KKK Peckerwood leaders as governors that still refuse to step down? Maurice said U.S. just gave Israel to the tune of $38 billion. I wouldn't doubt it. Marie says she did not handle the Maxine Waters situation very well. Heck no, she didn't. She should just kept her mouth shut, is what she should have done. But that's my point. Why? You see how they try to flip the script? See, white America is embarrassed by their racism. They know it's impossible for them to start. They can't tell the lie anymore that they're post-racist. They can't tell the lie that they're post-racist anymore. It's looking real bad. The overt racists are coming out, and they're coming. They're not. The overt racists are coming out. In other words, they're not keeping it to themselves. They're not being sneaky with their racism. So it's embarrassing the world that all of this provable racism that we have now, that we're able to prove with our iPhones and stuff, it's looking real bad. So what do they try to do? They try to equalize it by having a black face in there. And some of them are trying to absolve their 464 years sins of oppression by trying to make it look like, well, everybody is racist and everybody mistreats everybody. No, baby, there's a big old difference. And here's the difference. 464 years, 230 some plus years of chattel slavery, more years of black codes, sharecropping, Jim Crow and new Jim Crow. Sit your funny looking self down somewhere. Be sure to share, be sure to like this information, family. That's all I wanted to say is hands off of this woman, Miss Omar, and take up the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when he has said to the white Jewish community, he has asked for a public showdown. He asked you all to bring your best scholars before the world, before the public. And he's going to bring his research team before the world. And then you all go before the world and then let the world decide whether or not he's anti-Semitic. Somebody talk black to me. By the way, there's a several volume series of a book that you can get at noi.org that's called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. Get it at noi.org. I love you all. I leave you in the manner in which I came. That is in peace. Assalamu.